be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helps support the show. Today's video is also brought to you by the subscription button. If you haven't yet, please press it. If you have pressed it, press the bell notification. It makes YouTube like me more, which will make Wizards like me more, which will hopefully at some point get me a cool preview card. Anyway, what's up, Planeswalkers? Third6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena as it is Wednesday. It's Bolas Day. And I have made some changes since the last video. They might not seem like a lot of changes. It really might not. Like, you might look at this and be like, this is the same deck you've always been using. But it isn't. One, we have removed the two Elspeth Nightmares from the main. I love the card. I still do. However, excuse me, I wanted to streamline the main deck a little bit more. And that meant I wanted to, A, have fewer 2-drops, or 2 ofs in the deck, as well as increase the number of lands. Because I had been getting so annoyed by just not getting to like 4 lands, even if I kept a 3-lander or something. So officially we're at 27 lands, 60 cards. We are rocking this as our mana base. I have changed things slightly. Right now we have 17 blue sources, 18 black sources, and 13 red sources. Technically we need 14 blue, 18 black, and 12 red. So we're a lot up on blue compared to our black. However, I wanted to essentially always have at least 1 island, 3 swamps, and 1 mountain. And the reason for that is because essentially, if somehow all of my non-basics get blown to smithereens, I have enough mana to actually cast every card in my deck, right? I can cast Bolas, I can cast all the other ones, right? That's my reasoning there. I also wanted to keep a Castle Vantress around because with more lands comes the higher possibility of us flooding out a little. Let's hope this doesn't happen and that 27 is actually just the correct amount of mana for the deck to be nice to me. But I still wanted to have this as like an additional search for Azcanta, essentially. I did take out the single Bojuka Bog, and the reason for that is I've not been seeing Kathis combo anywhere, and I have some cards in the sideboard that deal with the graveyards that I'll look over in a second. I removed a Temple of Deceit for a Temple of Malice. I wanted to get my red up, and I have blue to spare, essentially. Part of that is just because of the preferential treatment, essentially, that I've given blue, because we have more blue early on, and I want to be able to hit these. And I prioritize that a little bit more than the red. I could technically drop it down to 16 blue and up it to 14 red by losing, like one of these in order to put in one of these, right? But as of right now, I think I'm just going to keep it as is. I might change that, obviously, over the course of the games. I have 12 lands that would have to come into play tapped on turn 1, and would potentially come into play tapped if one of the 15 lands that can come into play untapped aren't in by turn 2. So we have essentially 15 shocks and basics, and we have 12 Vantress, temples, and checks. So let's see. I increased the number of Atris from 2 to 3. Once again, this is for consistency purpose and the fact that with more lands comes more potential of flooding. So I wanted to have another way of gaining more advantage. I initially was going to put in an additional Ritual of Soot, so it would be at a 2/2. However, looking at some of my previous videos, I've been doing okay against the aggressive decks in the meta, so I figured that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I think where I am right now should be fine. And I believe that is all of the changes for the main deck. We have a couple of sideboard changes. Namely, I did put in and keep the Elder Spell. We also just shoved one of the Elspeth's Nightmares in here. And we dropped down on Ashiok. I think that was the only change. I did consider bringing in both Mass Manipulation as well as Elspeth Conquers Death. However, I also have 12 out of 15 of my sideboard cards right now being castable, as in I could actually like bring them into the main deck in games 2 and 3 and actually be able to cast them. So that's only 3 that I can't, which is, the obvious Casualties of War, Planewide Celebration, and then Kaya's Wrath. So the reason behind removing or not putting in Elspeth Conquers Death is that would skew it into being 11 out of 15 instead of 12. Additionally, it doesn't seem like that's something that I needed per se. just because like I don't feel like I have too much issues with just getting straight up removal. It's possible that I will end up making that change. It honestly depends mostly on how I feel against aggro moving forward, because the most likely candidate for me would be taking out the God Eternals, and that's because the decks that I seem to fare worst against are the really out there kind of control mid-range decks that just have dumb amounts of value that I didn't expect, right? Things that I couldn't actually foresee. So that's kind of where this might go. Sarkhan might go, but Sarkhan like is able to come in so many different situations. It's very helpful in a bunch of situations, so I'm not entirely sure. Another consideration I did make was on whether or not to put a Ferocidon in the sideboard to stop life gain, because that is one of the other top tier competitors right now. But in the end, I decided against it. Let's see. Oh, right, mass manipulation. I want to be sure about my mana base before I actually bring mass manipulation in. So that's traditional historic ranked. And, oh, I changed the name to Bolas Eternal because Bolas will be with us forever. I was going to say for always. I meant to say obviously forever and always, but whatever. Unfortunately, a bit longer of an intro because I did want to talk at length about the changes that I make, because it's not just that Bolas is being played every Wednesday. It's that I want to share my thought process behind the changes that I make and the reason that I'm playing the cards that I'm playing. So we're going against a fake Lord of the Rings person here. There we go. We're going to play first, fantastically. This hand is trash, and you can see why. 1, it's a 5-lander. Not good. But 2, all these things come in tapped, and they continue to come in tapped. So this is a pretty easy mulligan. This is a good hand. We have the fires. We have lanes that can come in tapped or untapped. I believe... Oh, god dang it. I keep trying to see my... I really wish I could see more. I mean, I don't see anything right now, really. Sharon, this, Aragorn. I don't think I can really garner any information here. My opponent should essentially know that I'm playing Grixis Control. I think that... I mean, I definitely keep this, but... It's between Mastermind's Acquisition and Ashiok, and I think I'm going to choose Acquisition to keep, because I have fires and Acquisition can get me anything that I need, essentially. I'm going to start off with the Blood Crypt. We can go into a Catacomb if, interesting, if we drew something that we could play, but we didn't. One of the things that I'm kind of keeping an eye out on is the fact that I have so few cards that cost 3 or less, right? At this moment, I have 3 Bedevils, 2 Cry of the Carnarium, 4 Thought Erasures, and 3, so 9, it's what, 12? I have 12 plays before turn 4. Before turn 4. So that is something that I might need to consider. So our opponent is on some sort of burn deck with this Kiln Fiend. Having this is pretty bad. Okay, so they're playing a Spell Z deck. I'm going to play Fires of Invention. And I think I just play Atris here. Next turn, I can go Mastermind's Acquisition for a Kaya's Wrath. Yeah. I block with Atris pretty much always. And I think I block the Kiln Fiends. Yeah. This is likely to die to Shock, but I think it's fine. There's a Bedevil, but we take the 2 pile. We have a Bedevil anyway. And if these are lands, I'm actually fine with it. Wow, they actually gave me a Ritual of Soot. Interesting. Now I might not actually block. They also played this mountain from their hand instead of from the light of the stage, which makes very little sense to me. So that can shock me. Oh, it's going to infuriate. Okay, I'm not dead. I'm dead. What, because it's an additional 5? Apparently I should have just bedeviled the Killing Fiend. Okay. Bring in Nightmare. We bring in Contempt. Do we bring in Sarkhan? I don't think so. I don't hate Ashiok here, to be honest. I don't hate Ego here, to be honest. I'm fine with this. And I think that Bolas is one of the weaker cards in this matchup. Search for Azcanta is pretty slow. I think I want to get rid of one of the acquisitions. Do I care about Unmoored Ego? No, I don't actually think I do. Technically, I can use it to get rid of a Killing Fiend or something, but thinking about it more, I don't think it's worth doing. And actually, I think I should have brought in Sarkhan over keeping one of the other Bolases. Okay, this is a good hand. Especially if I can get a fourth land. But I mean, I'm keeping a 4. Opponent mulliganed once. Mulliganing against double Thought Erasure hand is usually pretty bad. Okay. We'll play Catacomb and start erasing some thoughts. So if they have a 2-drop, we take it. 2 2-drops. We only take 1. Do I keep Ritual of Soot? One of target creature control, grants trample. Some sprint. I only have 2 mana. I need another black source, and I don't trust it. Essentially, I just don't trust my ability to get a black source in time. And we take up light of the stage here. Fires of Invention we do keep. So next turn I can Invention into Bolas. Follow up with an Atris. Double Rile. See if they get the land. If they didn't get the land, that's good for me. So I take 3, but it definitely could be worse. Yeah, I play Bolas here. Bolas is harder to kill. It's a guaranteed 2 for 1, and I mean, I block all day regardless. If I top deck a land next turn, then I can Mastermind's Acquisition for End of the God Eternals. If not, I just acquisite. Well, do I even acquisition? I can acquisition for something in my own deck. Crash through, sure. So it gains trample. I still block. Oh no. I guess I don't actually. I'll take the 4 here. That's interesting. Very strange play, in my opinion, but... And the End of the God Eternals is in the deck now. They could, for what it's worth, they could potentially do some tricksy stuff here. I'm going to mill myself, because I don't want them to get any shenanigans. If they shock their own Steamkin, fantastic play by my opponent. They didn't. Interesting. Okay. So, for what it's worth, if they'd done that, then they would have gotten some sweet potential value. Okay, so this Atris here is going to help us rebuild. Killing Fiend, not terribly worried about. Oh, okay. I mean, sure, I guess. Josephine doesn't die. Another acquisition, though. Notice I only have 2 black sources. That is insanity. I forgot I mailed the Bolas.
Close your eyes and dream.
Okay. Okay. Do I want to change anything here? No, I don't think so. No, I think this is fine. Okay, we're going second in the final game, which isn't necessarily what we want. Just remember, we have 27 lands. So obviously it's a mulligan, we only have 1 land. My opponent mulligans as well, very helpful. This hand is... this hand's actually not bad. We drop the Mastermind's acquisition, I think. And we just try and go to town on the creatures. Yeah, so this hand's fine. I'll drop the acquisition. A Fires of Invention can be quite nice. Just depends on how fast they kill us. So I kind of just want to see like a Kiln Fiend here with a Steamkin staying smallish. But I worry that it's going to get a little bit bigger. Yep. That's what I was worried about. So I can't cry the Carnarium. Blood Crypt. Alright, I can play this. I think I want to waste something of my opponent's. And this could be very dangerous. I'm taking a risk here. But if I can deflate my opponent from doing something. I think just denying them a single draw is sufficient. Yeah, I think that was good enough. Here I play the Fires, and honestly I think I just play Ritual of Soot. I feel like they maybe would have played another creature last turn if they had access to one. Awesome. Make them drop it like it's hot. But it's tapped. Play out the Azcanta. Cool. This is what I like to see. Nope. We're getting closer to Bolas flipping. I don't need to attack with Bolas at this point. Cool. Nope. You might be saying, well, why didn't you keep it? I didn't need to flip it. I would have had to take 2 to do so, and I wasn't a fan. That's fine. This turn I will flip it. And then I draw 2. Right? I don't got anything cool? Yeah. And the reason I attack here first is, 1, obviously I'm getting some damage through, but 2, if my opponent decides to like double shock this, I'm not going to, I mean, I guess it doesn't actually matter, because I don't need my mana for anything. But technically they could do it before they take damage. It doesn't actually matter because of the fact that I have Fires of Invention anyway. Cool. Looks like I get it. I +2.
My knowledge is
Play it.
endless.
Play an Atris. And now we're super duper in the driver's seat. I do not expect to really lose from this position. I mean, I have nothing else to play, so I think I'm just going to play Thought. I'm just going to get Thought Erasure. Oh, it was Ashiok. They got me. I have an active big Bolas. They have 2 things that give haste. I'll still take one of them. Sure, fine with that. Cool. Yep. They have lost. Keep this on top. Transform this. I mean, I could get the Ashiok from my graveyard, but there's, like, not actually that much of a reason to. I can acquisition. Once again, I don't really have a reason to. I think I just play Bolas and hit him. I'm gonna play another game, another match, I should say. Even though my opponent should have conceded by now. So my opponent, unfortunately, dragging out a little bit longer, so the video is going to be a little longer than I would like, but it's fine. I guess I could just Azcanta. I technically should have done that first, but it's fine. Yeah, my opponent at this point, I think, is... I feel like they're purposely roping me. Cool, another Fires of Invention. I'm just going to acquisition for Celebration, so I can ultimate him next turn. Because it's going to take, it would take too long to get my opponent to actually, you know, like, die. Proliferate. Return a thing. Gain a lot. Put this in my hands. Thank you. Alright. On to the next match. Yeah, cool. Claim prize. I don't care. You think I'm playing goblins? I'm playing Bolas. The reason I keep looking over there is the cat's chilling in our box. Not gonna try and say that. We've got a Vivrian Reed with, I can't see the deck yet. With normal card back, sure. I do not like 6 land hand. I do not like it, Sam. I am. I do not like that. I could die. I do not like the rest of this rhyme. I don't know. I have to mulligan. You mulliganed into an okay hand. because Bolas is harder to cast, and I don't have double black in hand as of right now, I think that's okay. Going seconds, not the best. Why did I do that? Okay, glad to have Cry the Canarium. We Temple of Deceit first. Fires I like. But if my opponent plays in a Johnny's Pridemate here... Okay, we are in immediately a bit of a tough spot. I'm minimizing my life loss, I think. Okay. Shit. My opponent doesn't have a third lands. I think this... No matter what, if my opponent gets a third lands, my Cry the Canarium is useless. Bruh. I need my opponent to not get a third lands. I chose that because I can still kill the Marshal with the one card that I'm totally thinking of right now. Do I just murder the shit out of this Pridemate now? If they have protection, I want them to use it on their turn. Cool. That's why I did that. Next one, I can Fires of Invention into a Cry the Canarium. Yes. Vanguard ain't shit to my Cry the Canarium. I would need to take 2 if I want to play Fires, or I can play this tapped. But if I top deck something good with Ashiok, I would rather play Ashiok at the same time. We can't play Castle Vantress because I don't have an island yet, so I'll do this. I don't like being at 12, but my opponent is on 2 lands. These 2 could get kind of annoying. But the Ashiok tokens actually pair up decently against them, and they kept a 2-lander in a white weenie deck that I'm pretty sure has relatively few things. Now, I saw, 2 of these, but I didn't see any other tokens, so I don't know if I actually want this. I definitely want this. Absolutely want this. Absolutely want this. Absolutely want this. Unmoored Ego. I think ETGE is great. We're going second, so I don't think I want Ego. Sharon is important to like wipe the board. I think we drop. Let's see. Atris might be a little slow here. Search is slow here. I think we get rid of like this. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the route that we take. Yeah. I think this seems good. Okay. So we're going second here. Would love a 2 and or 3 drop. Well, it's a 1-lander in a 27 land deck. We'll keep this. I will drop one of these summits. Yes, I'll drop a summit. Got turn 3, turn 4. Hopefully it's not too slow. Soul Warden, sure. I still think it's more important to play this. Pridemate. Shoot. Only I didn't say shoot. I can't even kill it this turn. Damn. I can kill a Soul Warden this turn. And of course, because I played this, I can't Bedevil this. Fudge. Only I didn't say fudge. Alright, well. the very least, I can get rid of this. Next turn, I think I have to Bedevil Pridemate. That's 8. So I go to 4. So if my opponent plays literally anything here, I still die. Before my 4th turn? Yeah, that sucks. I will say, there is a card that I'm going to talk about, that I guess for you all, I've already talked about in my spoiler video. No, I mean, I'm dead. Shit. No, I can top deck exactly my 1 Ritual of Soot. I have an out, which is exactly my Ritual of Soot. But there is a 2-mana instant speed kill spell that I'm almost certain is going to go into this deck as probably a 3 of, to be honest. I'm just going to talk about it right now because it's relevant. It's the 2-minute black instant that choose 1, destroy target creature with no counter on it, or remove all the counters from a creature. And I think that card's just... My opponent seems to be disconnected. Look, I understand, technically, I should lose this game. We take those. Let's see if they can reconnect in time. I do feel bad whenever this happens, but at the same time, you know, a win is a win, as they say. I'm not going to unplug someone else's Wi-Fi if I'm playing against them, but if their Wi-Fi goes out, I'm not going to be angry. Okay. 6, 8. Math is incredibly hard. 11. Shit, I'm still dead. Oh, my opponent's back. So, I really wanted... to maximize acquisition for Ritual of Soot. But I think I have to hold up for Bedevil? Because my opponent is back, 100%. This is going to gain them another life, and it's going to go up to 3. So it's 3, 6, 9 minimum, plus the additional 1. Or sorry, 3, 6. I don't know, I said 9 minimum, 12 minimum. Yeah, so I mean, it's minimum dead, so... Yeah. I got 1 turn from them being disconnected, but... This is exactly what I wanted. Because that is an intervening if. So they didn't gain the life, they didn't get +1/+1. Because they didn't play this first. Why not attack with the Vanguard, though? I will still take a Ritual of Soot. Fuck off. I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead as a doornail. Alright. Game 3. And this is why I think I probably need more 2-mana kill spells. None of them are good, though. Fucking they suck, dude. Chandra's too slow. I think I want Azcanta here. Yeah, I think this is slightly better. An early Azcanta might not be great by itself, but being able to just dig so I could get kill spell early on is probably just better. We're gonna go ahead and play first. This is super risky. But here's the thing. I have 27 lands in the deck now. Plus I have the potential for a turn 2 Azcanta. If my opponent plays a 1-drop life gain creature, I have to play Thought Erasure. I can't deal with a, Yeah, I have to I have to potentially get a Pride Mate out of their hand. If they have 2 Pride Mates, well, I'm just screwed. They didn't have a Pride Mate at all! So we take Loxodon, though. Sulfur Falls, as much as I want to get rid of it for Cry, I think I have to keep it. Get this and this. I really, really want to put that in the graveyard. But I think it's important that I don't. It's just landing, sure. Although I did forget the fact that they can landing shit. If the next card is a swamp or a black source that comes in untapped, I will be very sad. Pride Mate. Fuck me. Okay. Sure. Don't you dare. Don't you dare play Loxodon, though. You're kidding me. You're actually kidding me. This helps. But the fact of the matter is, I'm still taking 11 damage here. And I need to draw a lands. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. This has to die. And I will make us a dragon token. Fuck off and die. Where are my black sources?
We begin. Behold.
I believe that is the correct decision. You smirk my face. I feel like I have to block that. Just a land, okay. No, I do not need you. Oh, baby, I love your way. Alright, I'm gonna draw first. Bedevil 2 is nice. But we're going to gain some life here.
My intellect is without limit.
Going to acquisition. Oh, yay. This was more stressful than it had to be. I'll mill them. I don't think it... I should have fucking milled myself. God damn it. Oh, I was gonna say it shouldn't matter. Fun fact, it does.
They are coming.
Regardless, that was a mistake. I should have milled myself to make Azcanta flip faster. But they don't have mana for this anyway. So I have them dead in 2 turns. Yes. After my opponent's hand that game, deserved. Cool. We won 2 games again. 2-0. You know, we won both of our matches. But mein Gott. And the mana base still seems wrong for some reason. Oh, you're just gonna show these? You're just gonna show these? Instead of, like, I don't know, showing only packs that I have that I can actually open, you trash. Yeah, I bought it. Look. Taxes. Like, I'm buying it for The fact that this is my job. No, I mean, we're at 40 minutes. Like... Six. A lot. Maybe I should have more than 18 black sources. I don't know. If you have a suggestion for a better mana base, feel free to let me know in the comments. I try not to move away from this because this is something that I try and maintain just to make sure I'm never in a situation where I just can't cast any of the all of the spells in my deck. But in general, I like where the deck is right now. The fact that I still had like some potential mana issues when it was at 2760 is a bit much, but you know, whatever. Bolas will endure. I would like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Zin, for the continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the show, check out stuff in the link in the description below. I got a lot of cool stuff in the description. I am the description god, in my opinion, which is the correct opinion, just so you know. Hope you've enjoyed this Bolas video. Come back next week for more Bolasy goodness. Press that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment to the comment section down below, pass the turn of the video to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, all will be one.